So we've built assemblies, we've ordered assemblies, we've done all of the different things, and now we would like to break an assembly apart and actually put the parts that we originally built back into stock so that we can sell them as individual items again. So in this video, we're going to go through how to do that. So the very first thing we're going to do is go to Inventory, Assemblies, and click on the Unbuild menu, and we're going to type in the assembly that we want to actually build. Now, I haven't talked a whole lot about it, but at this particular point in the process, each assembly is built based on the location that you build up the assembly. So there's a location ID related to the bins that are used to pull the inventory into the assembly. It is necessary for you to be in that location in order to unbuild and build assemblies. If you're, for example, in store 1 and you originally built up the assembly in the warehouse and you try to build an assembly inside of the store, it's going to give you an error and tell you that you actually need to build it in the warehouse and then transfer it over to the dealership. The same process kind of comes into play with the unbuild process. If I go into the store and try to unbuild an assembly, it is going to require me to actually transfer that thing back over to the warehouse to be able to actually unbuild it. So there are a few limitations there. We're working on making it a little bit more capable of going across lines like that. But for right now, you do need to unbuild and build inside the original assembly area where the thing was built. Now, when I go into the unbuild and choose the assembly, you can see that we have a list of every time that particular item has been built and how many are in stock right now. And it allows me to unbuild one at a time. And the reason that it does that is because we need to be able to make sure that when we're unbuilding the assembly that we get all of the associated items with their original cost values and reactivate them back into inventory so that all of our GL and balance sheets and all that stuff all stay balanced to the penny. So instead of trying to take 14 assemblies that were all built with different costs and different items, we just do it one at a time so that we keep the GL completely in balance. So when this comes up, you can see that it's given me 2 different builds that were done here. One was built on the 24th, one was built today, and then you've got the parts that made up the assembly. This number that is here to the right is actually a cost ID that is stored inside of our costing table using LIFO, FIFO, depending on how you're doing it. But it is there to kind of show you which cost element you're looking at. It really isn't important, but it's just there for information purposes. So if I wanted to unbuild this particular assembly, we just choose the button to unbuild the assembly, and the system will go out and unbuild it and reactivate all of the parts. So if we go into the actual assembly item itself, there were 19 of these in here, and now there's 18 of them. So it goes through, it unbuilds the kit itself, hits the history for it, then it goes in and puts the necessary required items in for the individual items that made the kit up. So that's all there is to going through and unbuilding something.